The year 1820 opened up on a precarious note for the Mississaugas of the Credit. The people were in desperate times. In the last 39 years, they had signed 6 treaties with the British Crown, and those treaties were signed with disastrous results. The 6 treaties diminished the land base of the Mississaugas so that they could no longer hunt, fish, and gather as they once had. The inundation of settlers enabled by the treaties really upset their traditional economy and traditional way of life. The incoming settlers also brought with them various ailments, diseases that were disastrous for the people, as they had no way to combat these new illnesses. So the population declined. Between 1781 and the time of our last treaty signed in February 1820, our population dropped by 60%. So we were in a precarious state, economically challenged, our people were sickly, our population declining. We were truly in a precarious situation. February 1820, the Deputy Superintendent of the Indian Department, Colonel William Claus, approached the Mississaugas of the Credit and wanted to ask the Mississaugas surrender for lands at 12 Mile Creek, 16 Mile Creek, and the Credit River. He came to us, he noted the distress and the poverty of our women and children. He noted that and suggested that to relieve their misery, that we could surrender those lands and the government would provide for maintenance and religious instruction. In the situation that we found ourselves, our enfeebled position, chief adjutants on behalf of the First Nation agreed. And Treaty number 22 and Treaty number 23, both signed the same day, were reached between the Crown and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. I will point out there was no meeting of the minds between the Mississaugas and the Crown. The Crown thought they were buying the land, purchasing the lands, and then they would sell the lands and use it to maintain the Mississaugas of the Credit. Chief Sawyer in 1829 articulated to the Lieutenant Governor of the time that the Mississaugas thought the lands were to be held by the government and protected by the government for the future use of the Mississaugas. Anyway, no meeting of the minds. By the time these final 2 treaties were signed on February 28, 1820, the Mississaugas' original land base that you see here was reduced from 4 million acres to just 200 acres reserved for them on the Credit River for the home of a village, and our population had been reduced from 500 band members to 200. The Crown thought we would likely disintegrate as a band, and we ourselves thought we would disintegrate as a band. But here we are, the 21st century, we're approaching 3,000 band members. The disintegration of the band did not happen, and now today we're looking forward to a bright future.